Blank Stare Part 2. Chris is Chuck.
All right, Chuck. Thank you very much.
All right. It's Chris, but anyway.
Chris. I just did Chris.
And many more.
Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone. Make sure the kids hear word.
But wait, call within the next 10 minutes and receive a free copy of Kamala's Kooky Cackles. That's right, 6 full hours of ear-piercing cackles that the whole family can enjoy. Here's how to order.
Good morning to ya. It is Friday, I believe. Is it Friday, March 22nd, 2024? We got another good show for you today. I got some updates from Denver, and let me get that ready to go here. Let's see if we can get that ready to go here. And Chicago. I'm hearing, yeah, we got the Denver babes here. Oh my gosh, the best looking set of anchors that side of the Mississippi for sure. You people in the Denver area are so lucky. These are some very nice looking news babes. I think it's Fox. Fox has a tendency to have some, let me verify. Is that Fox? Yes, it's Fox Denver. Fox has always got an eye for anchors, to say the least. So let's get into this. Yeah, I'd like to get into more than that. But anyway, let's see what's going on in Denver. And there doesn't look like there's much snow on the ground. I've been hearing they had like a big snowstorm there, but it looks like it melted or it's gone. You can see the grass in the background. So we're getting a couple of inches here today in northwest suburban Chicago. It's covering the grass. And whoa, what was that? What was that? That was some new sound I never heard before. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so let's get going with what's going on in Denver as they really started pushing theirs out into the streets. And it's like a tug of war there. Half the town wants them out of the shelters, and all your housing advocates want them back in the shelter because they're doing tents in the city like this. There are little encampments all over the place that now they got to control and clean up. So this is probably what's happening. This is what's going to happen in Chicago in another month or two, folks. So listen and learn.
At night with an encampment near Elitch Gardens. It's going to be swept next week.
Taylor and Erica, oh yeah.
Right now to find another place to live. But as Fox31's Rogelio Mades learned today, some migrants prefer to live in encampments instead of city-funded shelters. He has the reason why and joins us live near Elitch Gardens tonight. Rogelio.
Yeah, Talia and Erica, these migrants told me they're not intent to keep living this way, but that legal work permits are their way out of this lifestyle. In fact, they say until then, they'll keep doing those odd jobs, collecting resources among each other, and that, in fact, the encampment itself is the way they're able to maintain themselves right now.
Say what you will about Jose from Just One. Look at him. Underneath, he's hiding Scar.
He's, they got a hell of they got like a little kitchen, commercial kitchen in one of these tents. They're surviving well on the streets.
He showed us wounds he said he suffered from torture in his native Venezuela. He faces a new struggle now, though, finding somewhere to live. This is after orders were made by the city of Denver to clear out the migrant encampment at Elitch Gardens. Lo que están haciendo es, he says what the city is doing is entirely wrong. People who live here, Jose says, don't want to stay in shelters. Sometimes they only serve meals once, maybe twice a day there, he says. How can you tell your child not to cry because they're hungry, he wonders. Martha Perdomo has been in the U.S. 6 months with her husband, daughter, and son. My 2-year-old son can't get into a shelter with his bottle, she said. I can't save any food for him to eat at night. The city has previously said they don't allow outside food into shelters as a matter of public health. The encampment, meanwhile, is a place where Martha can come to make meals for her family. Jose says the migrants have an entire system where they do odd jobs, clearing snow for business. businesses and cleaning car windows, for example, in order to buy food and
Look at that. They got a big stockpile there. It's like camping in winter.
Here at the encampment, they've collected a lot of food, cans, and fresh vegetables. For these folks, encampments aren't ideal, but their autonomy. Jose says a legal work permit would be a means for families to get off the streets and into their own home.
I don't know how the cost of living is in Denver, but I don't see that happening in Chicago. Let's play another one here from Denver, and this one talks about how two different groups are fighting over where the people should be. Should they be in shelters or should be on the street? There's 50-50, one way or the other. Some people want them off the streets. Some people say they should be on the streets. Take your pick on which way you want it done, but they seem to be going back and forth in Denver, and as a result, not making much progress. So let's look at another report out of Denver.
Encampment sweep, this being the city of Denver. It happened back in January, and a migrant advocacy group says the sweep should have never taken place because there wasn't enough space in the shelters there.
And now that group is circulating some video that shows a part of their encounter with a city worker who said there were not enough beds. Fox31's Vicente is joining us now live with what he's been finding out from the city and from this group. Vicente.
Eric, a lot of questions being asked what happened in this field behind me. This group saying that this sweep never should have taken place and the city violated policies. But the city today firing back saying that is not the case.
The video provided to Fox31 by House Keys Action Network shows a member's encounter with the director of encampment response.
I picked these guys up outside of the shelters.
House Keys says the sweep took place hours before its scheduled time when shelters were full.
And if you look at that day, January 23rd, shelters were over capacity.
But today, a city spokesperson said 107 beds were available that day. House Keys members said migrants should not have been moved from the encampment near 51st and Emerald.
Yeah, look at that. No snow on the ground in Denver. I thought they got hit hard in the last week or so. It doesn't stick around long there.
Where they had found a safe place to stay. House Keys alleges the director of encampment response did not give accurate information regarding shelter space, saying there was room.
Keeping bed enforcement means there's an alternative place for them to go, right? Where?
There's like over 80 shelter beds available right now.
But today the city of Denver said the director and personnel acted according to city policy and offered migrants at the encampment services and shelter. Another housing advocate, Amy Beck, whose name was mentioned in the video, says the city's shelter bed count system is unreliable and puts people at risk.
And so we need a dashboard. We need a public view of the shelter space that's available, so that we can pull that website up at any time and see where the beds are that are available, so we